Welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Tape Podcast. I'm back. My name is Nick. This is Tony. Today, I'll let Tony take it over. We're going to be talking about...
Today we're talking about three groups that Ballard excels in drafting-wise, and then also three groups that he doesn't excel too much in. So, without further ado, let's get started. Nick, you're looking a little less green today, which I appreciate.
I know. I'm back from my hiatus. I was had some scheduling conflicts. I'm glad to be back.
He was pregnant.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Congrats.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
So, diving into these position groups real quick, we'll start with the groups that he excels in, give you guys something to cheer for before we get to the negative. That way it's not all doom and gloom. So, first position group that he excels in is going to be linebacker guys. This guy just can't miss when it comes to linebacker. He's drafted the likes of Anthony Walker, Matt Adams, Zaire Franklin. Of course, we know Darius Leonard.
I was going to say, I do want to interject.
Put out Darius Leonard.
I was going to interject about the Zaire Franklin.
Okay, he's not my favorite linebacker, but we have to say he's good.
Did we drop that episode about Zaire Franklin?
Yes, we did. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he does have one All-Pro under his belt.
And then we dropped that episode, and literally right after recorded, he got traded.
Yeah,
that was my last episode, I think, when I was back.
It was beautiful. So hopefully no one gets traded or cut today. If they do, hopefully it's someone good, to be honest with you. Anyway, diving back into it, you got Leonard, EJ Speed, and Bobby Okereke. All these linebackers, except for Matt Adams, he was the only one that wasn't too hot. I know he was pretty good on special teams, so he was serviceable. Anthony Walker was a leader on the defense beginning of the Chris Ballard era. Again, he did a great job on the defense. He went on to have several contracts afterwards. The three that I kind of want to highlight the most are going to be Zaire Franklin, Darius Leonard, and Bobby Okereke. Bobby Okereke is kind of a sore subject for us because he was a great linebacker for us, but he went on to the Giants due to the fact that we paid Darius Leonard instead. Again, hindsight being we should have probably kept him over Darius, but there was no way to predict the fall-off that Leonard was going to have, after he got signed to that huge $100-some million contract. So, again, there's no predicting it. If we could have a do-over on that, that'd be pretty cool. I think Okereke would still be a Colt at this point. Next position group is going to be offensive line. Now, he has missed at the beginning of his tenure as a Colt, drafting offensive line with, likes of Zach Banner. But then if you look at, his first draft second draft that he had with us, he had Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, arguably, Quentin Nelson being a Hall of Fame player, Braden Smith being, should have been a borderline All-Pro his entire career with us for most of the years that he was healthy. Now we have Tanner Bornolini, Matt Gonglaves, Jalen Travis, Will Fries, and then also can't miss Bernard Ryman, which he should be an all-pro linebacker, all-pro left tackle for us. So I apologize for that missed cue right there.
Brandon Smith left in free agency, didn't he?
Yes, he did. It was time to move on. Injuries were catching up to him.
Where'd he go?
He ended up getting signed with the Texans. I think they switched him to guard, too, from right tackle, which that was his natural position coming out of college, was guard. Okay. We drafted him as right tackle. So he was an all right tackle, but I think he could have been like Quinn Nelson level guard almost, to be honest with you. Not saying Hall of Famer, but I'm going to say multiple Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
So kind of disappointed with that. But, it is what it is. Bernard Ryman, he had a tough rookie year, getting thrown in the fire for us. But then his second year, third year, he's just, borderline all-pro every single year. Now we're dealing with Jalen Travis to replace Braden Smith with I'm more than more than satisfied with that. I got multiple words jumping in my brain all at once today for some reason.
It's okay.
The last position group, and now this can be controversial. This last position group can kind of be controversial, to be honest with you, but I'm going to say wide receiver. I know he had misses like Fountain, Deion Kane, Paris Campbell as well. But then you also
I liked Paris Campbell.
But the problem with Paris Campbell is where we drafted him. We drafted him a few picks before Scary Terry was drafted.
That's fair.
That was a problem. And Scary Terry was an Indy boy too.
That's hindsight,
It is, but it still stinks because Paris Campbell didn't really do anything for us for the multiple years. He just kept getting hurt, man. Every single year is
he still in the league?
I think he might be, to be honest with you. Could be on a practice squad somewhere.
Let's find out while you keep going.
Oh, sorry. Don't want to disrupt that. But there's also a lot of hits like Michael Pittman, second round, Alec Pierce, second round, Josh Downs, third round. So again, the bad the good outweighs the bad in that situation, to be honest with you. You know, we've had multiple great wide receivers versus, you know, and a lot of these wide receivers that I named, other than Paris Gamble, being Deion Kane and Jerice Fountain, were both like, you know, 5th, 6th round picks as well. Pittman, 2nd round. Alec Pierce, 2nd round. Josh Downs, 3rd round. So again, the only one that we really missed in the top rounds would have been Paris Campbell, to be honest with you, which is not a bad hit rate whatsoever, you know. So it seems like if we draft, you know, a wide receiver in the 2nd and 3rd round, he's hitting on them, you know, 9 times out of 10.
Going back on that, Paris Campbell is in the NFL still. He's on the Dallas Cowboys.
Is he on the Cowboys? I know last I heard he was on the Eagles. He was playing on the Eagles for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's kind of just like everywhere right now.
I think that was his last. Yeah, he's jumping around.
Yeah, he's just a journeyman at this
But
point.
like you said, injured. He joined the Cowboys in practice squad and suffered an MCL sprain in July 2025. So
Yeah, so I mean, the dude can really, as soon as he gets to that onto the field, just ACL tear, boom, just on a blade of grass, you know, just instantly. So I feel for the guy, you know, I think he's a good wide receiver, but at the same time, if you can't stay healthy, you're not going to have a job long. But I could be wrong because he's still in the league, so whatever. Now, what you've all been waiting for. The 3 that Chris Ballard just completely stinks and cannot hit to save his life on draft positions. First off, corner. That dude cannot draft a corner whatsoever to save his life. I mean, just going through the names, Quincy Wilson, Nate Hairston, Rocky Sin, TJ Green, Darius Rush, Juju Brents, either injury prone or just didn't make it in the NFL whatsoever. You know,
was Kenny Moore a Colts draft pick?
He was not. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to talk about that next. He was not a draft pick by the Colts. He was actually a
free agent signing?
No, not free agent signing. He was undrafted free agent for the Patriots, and we took him off their practice squad.
Gotcha.
Or no, I think it was he got cut by the Patriots, and we picked him up.
So regardless, he was not drafted.
Correct.
I did not know that.
Correct.
Actually.
Yeah. So a lot of people want to argue that you know, Chris Ballard did have a hit at corner. He did not. Not one. None of these names have made it to the second contract on the Colts whatsoever. They didn't even make it past, you know, the first 3 seasons.
Rocky Sin didn't?
No. They traded him for Yannick Ngakoue
yeah, you're right.
3 to the Raiders.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I know I'm right, dude. Yeah, I'm Colts, man. What's up? I know everything. Everything needs to be known.
You're
you know?
right.
So yeah, he's still in the league though, and he's not played bad since he left the Raiders.
No,
he played good for the Lions.
He's
a free agent right now.
He's
too.
a solid corner, but not like a showstopper kind of guy.
Correct.
He's a plug and play guy.
And so the whole reason we traded him was the fact that Ngakoue was available. You know, at the time,
edge rushers, king, defense.
More. Which is crazy to me because, you know, how much draft capital we just traded away for Sauce Gardner instead of an edge, you know? So it's just, he got his wires crossed with that one.
That D-line's still solid, just battled through some injuries. But regardless.
So with corners, right, we got, I'm going to say Quincy Ward, Tre'Davious Ward, so Mooney Ward, right, Sauce Gardner, Kenny Moore.
All non-drafted.
Non-drafted by the Colts whatsoever.
Non-homegrown, as they say.
Even the backups. The only one that's on the Colts that's started for us and is still on the team is Jalen Jones. That's it. And he was a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick, somewhere in there.
Depth guy.
Yeah, you know. So again, like no one in the first couple rounds that we've drafted is last on the Colts.
Yeah, I'm looking at your list here. Yeah. I don't even know who the hell TJ Green is or Juju Brents.
Yeah, they just didn't make it. Juju Brents, he was hurt. You know, he was an Indy boy, right? He went to school somewhere in Indianapolis, and yeah, he got hurt. He kept getting hurt. He was, you know, 2nd round pick for us. It was, what was it, the 2023 draft, so we drafted Anthony Richardson and
How long ago was Nate Hairston? Is he related to that the Buffalo Bills guy, Hairston?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I know we drafted Nate. He wasn't bad for us, but we traded him to the Jets, I think, for like a 5th round pick after 2 years or something like that.
I wonder if they're related, because I know they're the same last name.
And then you have another guy we had was Marv Tell, which he wasn't bad. He was converted safety to corner. But after COVID hit, he never came back to the Colts afterwards. So he just kept getting cut, waived, everything else. And then diving into the second position group that, you know, unfortunately, Chris Ballard can't, you know, hit to save his life. I mean, you could swing this at a broadside of a barn and still wouldn't hit anything. His edge. The only person that he's drafted that's worth a damn on edge has been Latu. I love me some Latu, but when you throw so many darts at the edge position, you just keep missing. It's crazy to me. Latu literally fell into our lap. Yeah, at pick 15, he was the first defensive player off the board.
Dale wasn't horrible for you guys.
He was serviceable, right?
But where'd you guys draft him at?
2nd round, which wasn't bad. Yeah. Wasn't bad. He didn't do anything his first year because he redshirted because he had coming off ACL tear in the offseason because I think he got it during his workout.
Something crazy.
So he didn't really play his first year. 2nd year he started coming up. 3rd year was pretty fine. 4th year, pretty good. I think he ended up with 8 sacks his last year he was with us. Again, not a bad guy, but He just was rotational. You know.
Now the Bears are paying him a crap ton of money.
Well, then you got the other guy that was drafted ahead of him in this draft was Kwity Paye. Okay, now he's on the Raiders again. I think he got up to 8 sacks for us one year, and that was it. That was the ceiling. Yeah. You know, this year I think it was either 3.5 or 4 sacks for us. You know, and as a starting defensive end, no, that's not good enough. No. I'm not paying you shit. Or excuse me, I'm not paying.
Whoa!
Sorry.
Family friendly.
Gotta beep that one out. I'm not paying
family friendly.
I'm not paying you anything just for 3.5 sacks, 4 sacks this season. Excuse me, I'm not.
Family friendly.
It's not worth it. So then you dive into the rest of these guys here, right? Tyquan Lewis, he was good for us. He got multiple contracts, but he was always a rotational guy. He didn't really never did anything.
So that's the majority of this list, just rotational guys, no star-studded.
Well, then you get to the other two, right? Terrell Basham, who was drafted in in the 3rd round for us, didn't do anything for us. And then you get Ben Banigou, which was the worst pick. I don't care what anyone says, that was the worst pick that Chris Ballard's ever drafted. He was a 2nd round pick. He was supposed to be undrafted or, you know, late day 3 guy, and he went in the 2nd round. He got 2.5 sacks for us. That was it.
Oh, because Ballard thinks he's the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, he had a huge RAS score. That's all it was. It was ridiculous, man. It was the worst position I've ever. I can't do it.
But he made up for it with Latu. I love Latu.
I do too, but he fell into Latu's lap.
Still,
it's kind of like giving
doesn't matter how they got there.
Correct, but it's like saying Ryan Gridson's good GM because he drafted Andrew Luck. Okay? No. Andrew Luck fell into his lap at pick 1 out of 1 overall in 2012. Okay? No one else was the draft pick. It was always going to be Andrew Luck no matter what. And it fell into his lap. He didn't have to make a decision.
But he could have screwed it up. Is the thing too.
I mean, it's true.
What if he was like, no?
They did want. So between Latu, I heard it was the guy that got drafted by the Vikings. Who was it? I forget his name. He's on the Vikings. He's from Alabama.
Edge rusher.
Yeah.
What is his name? I was going to say Will Anderson, but that's not right.
No, I wish.
I know.
I wish. Oh,
I don't.
I wish he was on the Colts, man. Oh, my goodness. You know, I wish we were able to trade up to grab him instead of AR, to be honest with you. So you got the kid that was drafted by the Vikings. You also have, what's his face for the
Dallas Turner.
Rams? Dallas Turner, that's who it was. He was the one that was, so I believe Chris Ballard loved him because of his RAS score, he was a freak athlete and everything else. But at the end of the day, Chris Ballard even admitted, he was like, you know, I would have drafted this kid because of the RAS score, but I drafted Latu because he had the proven production. Something I've never done before at the edge position was focus on production instead of potential. And that's what you get. It was Latu, which I'm happy with that.
And he had injury concerns too, so that's
with the neck injury, I believe, that made him medically retire. So, and then last position, guys, and this is a no-brainer. It's going to be quarterback. Chris Ballard's drafted 4 quarterbacks in his 10 years in Indianapolis Colts, and all 4 haven't really panned out whatsoever, except for 2 that are still on the team, being obviously Anthony Richardson. We don't know how long he's going to be on the team. He's already requested a trade. We've already granted him a trade, so it's just a matter of time there. And then Riley Leonard, which I don't mind Riley Leonard as number 2. I think he's got potential, probably be something else.
Sam Ellinger wasn't too horrible either.
But again, he was he was a backup, you know. And then you got Jacob Eason. Again, it's just random backup. You know, 4th, 5th round picks, backup quarterbacks. That's all they were.
And then AR, I still think he stays on the team, to be honest.
The problem is with AR is his maturity and his accuracy. Okay? Literally, like I've said before, the guy can't throw a 5-yard pass to save his life. That's all he needs to do. Throw 5 yards, can't do it. But if you ask him to throw a touchdown from your end zone, he can do it. It's crazy. So last year we strictly brought him in for Hail Mary plays.
Yeah.
It was, you know. So again, kind of recapping, guys, there are 3 positions that Ballard can't hit to save his life. So he's forced to look elsewhere via trade and everything else for agency. Corner, edge, quarterback. You know, and that's why we have. The problems that we have with the roster now is because, he can hit on, some position groups, but not others whatsoever. And most important ones, in my opinion, would be the quarterback, the edge, not so much corner. But at the same
two of the most important positions in football. One most important.
The guy that can throw the passes and the guys that get to the quarterback to stop the passes.
Yeah.
It's those 2 right there. And then the 3 position groups is actually pretty great at drafting. I really don't think he's missed whatsoever at the linebacker position. He's missed a few at the O-line, but the ones we've got in return are just just amazing starters, to be honest with you.
I'd even go as far with the edge thing as the entire D-line. Who has he drafted in interior that's been?
Grover Stewart.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad.
But not an all-pro. He traded for DeForest Buckner. You know, so again, he's better at trading than he actually is drafting.
Did you guys draft that Neville guy that the Bears just signed? No, you didn't draft him either?
He was actually drafted by the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day. A couple of years ago. Well, that'd be like 2016, 18, somewhere in there. So the three position groups that he's great at drafting: linebacker, O-line, and wide receiver. Three position groups that you just can't hit whatsoever is corner, edge, and quarterback. Again, like I said, two out of the three that he can't hit are probably the two most important on the team, being quarterback and edge. So
I'd agree with that.
But all right, guys, that's wrapping up this guy's episode.
Whoa!
I just can't talk today. This is wrapping up this episode of what the capabilities and what position groups Chris Ballard excels and decels in. Join us next time, and we'll talk more Colts football, guys. Let me know if you need anything, and we'll go from there.
We'll see you later. Have a good one.
Have a good one.